Good afternoon, everybody. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all, both in the room and virtually, to the 33rd Ministry of Defence Sanctuary Awards. My name is Richard Brooks. I'm a Principal Environmental Manager with the Defence Infrastructure Organisation, and I'll be hosting today's ceremony alongside my colleague Alex Howe, who will introduce herself shortly. You're joining us live today from Portsmouth Naval Base, from where we will be announcing this year's results. The Sanctuary team are hugely grateful to Rear Admiral Beattie, Director of Naval Staff, for enabling us to bring today's event here, and who will present today's awards alongside Major General Clements, Director, Army Basing and Infrastructure. The Earl of Minto, the Minister of State for Defence, was hoping to be here with us today in Portsmouth as well, but ministerial business has kept him in Whitehall, so he will be delivering our opening address from London. We are joined here in the theatre not only by this year's host, but also by all of the award recipients as well. The Sanctuary Awards have been celebrating outstanding sustainability and conservation projects across defence for more than 3 decades, and the winners here today have all gone above and beyond to advance this vital agenda. There are 6 award categories to be revealed today, plus the winners of the Innovation Award, the Silver Otter Trophy, and the Sustainable Business Award. The winners of the Silver Otter and the Sustainable Business Awards are chosen from today's category winners. The results remain a closely guarded secret and will be announced towards the end of the ceremony, so please stick with us. This is our first ever hybrid award ceremony, so we are really excited, but a little bit nervous as well. We would love to hear from our virtual audience out there, so please do send us your comments or photos of where you are today on X using the hashtag Sanctuary Awards and copy in the handle Ministry of Defence_DIO. Or you can join in the chat on the YouTube feed. Before we begin to announce the winners, I would like to welcome the Earl of Minto to give the opening address.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a privilege to address the Sanctuary Awards today, and while it's a shame for me that I can't join you owing to parliamentary votes, I'm absolutely delighted to be able to deliver this opening address and to offer my heartfelt support for your important work. As we can all appreciate, changes to the climate will have an inevitable impact not only on our daily lives, but on our work. Defence does not exist in isolation, so we must adapt. And indeed, the reverse is true. Defence as an organisation can also have a positive impact on the environment. As many of you will know, the Ministry of Defence estate spans 1% of the entire landmass within the UK, the equivalent size of the islands of both Lewis and Harris, or the Lake District National Park. And our emissions account for some extraordinary level of 50% of central government's total. So we have a big role to play in this, and I'm delighted to see that we are already stepping up. Recent flights by RAF Voyager aircraft have proved both that 100% sustainable fuel can power our aircraft and be used for air-to-air refuelling. And that is just one example of the headwinds that we are making in our capabilities. I'm sure there are many others. When you look at the estate itself, I was both astounded and delighted in equal measure to hear that just last year, Defence diverted 97% of our waste away from landfill, and since 2019, we have reduced our carbon footprint by 14%. And many more initiatives and bright ideas, such as yours, have been taken up besides. And that is why the Sanctuary Awards are so important in shining the spotlight on the innovation, imagination and investment which at times goes under the radar. Whether that is creating solar farms at army camps or upcycling old Navy life rafts to make backpacks, whether it's protecting barn owls on Salisbury Plain or bees at Sennybridge, or whether it's keeping a microscopic eye on newts in Gosport or natterjack toads in the Woolmer Forest, your commitment to conservation and sustainability should be celebrated, championed and commended. I will shortly hand over to Alex Howe, our Deputy Director for Climate Change and Sustainability. But before I do, let me say this. Whether or not you win a Sanctuary Award today, you should all be extremely proud. You are leading the way. You are having a positive impact on the environment, and I urge you all to keep pushing forward, and to keep sowing the seeds for a brighter future. Thank you very much and enjoy the afternoon.
Thank you very much, Minister. We really appreciate your support for these awards and for your championing of climate change and sustainability across defence. With your leadership and that of those in the room today and online, we can collectively drive real change across defence and mitigate the impact of climate change on security both here at home in the UK and around the world. Hello, I'm Alexandra Howe, Deputy Director of MOD's Directorate for Levelling Up the Union, Climate Change, Sustainability and Environment, referred to internally as LUX, which is obviously takes much less time to say. And along with Richard, I'm really excited to be announcing our amazing Sanctuary Award winners here today, with the trophies being presented by Rear Admiral Beattie and Major General Clements. The Sanctuary Awards were judged by a dedicated panel whose members have all some form of sustainability in their backgrounds. And as you can see, they come from a really wide range of disciplines. Our judging panel used an online portal to review all the long-listed nominations, reading a huge range of incredibly unique projects from across the whole of defence. Each judge could allocate a maximum of 30 points to each nomination before all the panel met in person to discuss and moderate the results. I'm not sure how they were able to agree with so many great projects and the great people nominated, but then they were able to reach a group consensus on the winners and runners-up. The panel also decided which of the category winners would be taking home our very special Silver Otter Trophy and coveted Sustainable Business Award today. And once again, the standard of the entries was really high this year, so thank you to everyone who took the time to submit a nomination. And now, to get to the exciting part. Let's find out who the judges have chosen as this year's Sanctuary Award winners. Today we start with the Environmental Enhancement Award. This award considered projects focused on wildlife and biodiversity, environmental research, or tackling pollution and contamination issues. And the second place, Sanctuary 2023 Environmental Enhancement Award, goes to the Army Solar Biodiversity Network.
So as part of the Solar Biodiversity Network within the Sanctuary Award, we're here at Duke of Gloucester Barracks, stood in amongst this calcareous grassland, this rare ancient calcareous grassland, because as part of the mitigation plan for the solar farm, we need to make sure that we can improve the quality of this extremely rare grassland. And I've got Claire Ridge here to tell us a little bit how that happened.
Hello. We already had a farmer maintaining the grass, or collecting the grass. And we met with the ecologists to ensure that anything we did to the land preserved it and increased the growth. So we met with the farmer and the ecologist, worked out a plan, including a rotation of certain areas to ensure that they were kept in the best possible environment. And then I drafted a licence to include making regular contact with the farmer to ensure that he was mowing and harrowing at certain times in the year that also fitted in with the requirements of the area.
That's brilliant, Claire. And also we've got this planting as well to improve the biodiversity net gain and also screen the solar farm from the road as well, which also adds something to the ecology as well, doesn't it?
It does, it does.
So as well as the work that we've done here at Duke of Gloucester Barracks, over in Rock Barracks, we've also did a significant amount of work to ensure that the habitat of the stone curlew wasn't impacted by the solar farm that we were building there as well. That involved a lot of work with RSPB locally, and actually we moved the entire solar farm significantly to make sure in the first instance that it didn't impact on any ground nesting birds, including the stone curlew. Baker Barracks is nestled within a number of SSSIs and also sites of international importance. And the significant species in that context was the brown-bellied geese that was using the area that we were going to be putting the solar farm on, or we're planning to put the solar farm on for feeding over the winter. We've looked at the solar farm subsequently to its construction, is that there's a significant amount of biodiversity net gain, we think, within the solar farm wire itself. So as a result, the ecologists are looking extensively in the future to see if we can actually quantify that, which can then inform future solar farm developments.
So congratulations, and can the representatives of the Army Solar Biodiversity Network please make their way to the stage? And now let's find out who has won. The Sanctuary 2023 Environmental Enhancement Award winner is the Submarine Biofouling Project.
My name is Lizzie Broom.
My name's Hamish Milne
My name's Alex Wright.
and I work at the Submarine Delivery Agency based in Bristol.
Yeah, so biofouling is the accumulation of marine species or marine structures. It happens not just on Navy ships, but commercial ships, private yachts. Even if you take a kayak out for long enough, you're going to get biofouling on there.
The biofouling project started in about 2019, where we identified that there was a risk of introducing or potentially introducing invasive non-native species from what the boat, surface ships and submarines carry on sort of holes and in water spaces.
We conducted many different activities on the Clyde. So when a boat is alongside, we were supported by the Royal Navy divers to be able to collect samples from the submarine that we could then identify. We also installed settlement panels alongside the berths as a means of determining the types of marine species which would colonise those settlement panels. We also conducted surveys when the boat was out of the water in the ship lift. It provides access to niches such as grates and grills and the tanks, so we could better establish the different marine species that can be present in different parts of a submarine.
It's been a really great project to work with from a MOD reputation point of view. It's been able to upskill and get a lot of people that have been sort of office-based environmental managers out on site. We've been able to utilise expertise of the scientists within Plymouth Marine Laboratories to really understand a bit more about what might be there in Clyde from an ecological point of view.
So the biofouling project was a collaborative effort. We needed a diverse set of skills across the Ministry of Defence and our contractors. Babcock maintenance up in Clyde, as well as the King's Harbour Master, were absolutely essential to the success of our project.
A huge congratulations then to our first winners of the day. Let's welcome the Submarine Biofouling Project representatives to the stage. For those joining us online, we're just squeezing in a quick photo before we move on to the next award. Congratulations again. Now we move on to the Net Zero and Resource Efficiency Award. Here the judges were looking at the projects that contribute to the Ministry of Defence's net zero carbon ambition. This was an extremely tightly fought category, with the judging panel being unable to pick between our runners-up, so we've decided to give 2 second-place awards. Our first joint second-place award for the Net Zero Resource and Energy Efficiency Award goes to the AMRAC Defence Services contribution to the Greening Government's commitments.
Hi, I'm Jack Bamford. I've been working with Aramark for over 6 years as a key account manager on the Hessia contract. In 2018, over 12,000 tonnes of waste was generated by approximately 50,000 troops, 3,500 staff across 127 locations. Our main mission with Aramark has been to reduce waste by 15% overall, reduce waste that goes to landfill to under 5%, increase recycling to over 70%, measure and report on food waste.
Be Well Do Well is our environmental, social and governance platform, and it's embedded in our MOD contracts. One of the goals in the framework is to reduce waste, working together with Green Zone. We have some fantastic initiatives that feed into this, and it wouldn't be possible to achieve what we have done without everyone's commitment to Be Well Do Well.
Food recycling has been implemented at all sites where food was being disposed of through the general waste. The changes and successes were communicated by traditional and digital platforms. An e-learning presentation was also created and uploaded to the MOD net. All of these factors have minimised environmental impact. This in turn has set a benchmark for successful waste management in the MOD.
Great, and if I could invite the team down to collect their award. Congratulations again. And now I'm particularly proud to say that our joint second place Net Zero and Resource Efficiency Award goes to the Climate Change, Defence and Resilience Awareness course. The video.
To build Defence's own Climate Change, Resilience and Awareness course, a huge variety of people contributed scientific, political, economic and geographical information on slides and in mini videos, combined with the military experiences recorded in individuals' photographs and words. After editing, I turned to Defence Academy to make this material into an inspiring interactive course. The close collaboration revealed superb professionalism, technical and artistic talent, and above all, a deep interest and willingness to enliven complex subject matter. Their dedication to explaining the climate change challenge for defence was outstanding, so that our people can exploit the course and resources to understand why and how we must become sustainable in every sense of the word.
The Defence Academy provides training and education for personnel in the UK Armed Forces, Civil Service and other government departments, and for service personnel from other nations. I have responsibility for capability development, acquisition, environmental protection, and innovation education. And my team are well placed to assist with the development of an online climate change course that stresses the importance of cultural and behavioural change across defence and the role that we as individuals can play.
The final stage of course development involves the translation of the approved module storyboards into interactive digital learning resources, which is where my team of developers and I come in. The team did a fantastic job of combining interactions, videos, animations, imagery and written content into 5 informative and engaging modules that are a credit to the hard work that went into writing and collating the content.
Great, congratulations. Please can I invite the awareness course team to the stage. And now to the winner of our hotly contested 2023 Net Zero and Resource Efficiency Award, the Army Energy Efficiency Incentivisation Award Scheme.
We launched the Energy Efficiency Incentivisation Scheme in 2022. The aims of the scheme were to save energy, save money and save on carbon emissions. The competition worked by incentivising our people to use less energy through simple behavioural changes such as powering off unused devices, turning down heating and reporting faults promptly. In return for their efforts, entrants could win money to spend on improving their local infrastructure. We received entries from large stations, small units, regulars and reserves, representing almost half of the Army's energy consumption. Each unit was compared against their own previous energy consumption to establish a fair baseline. We analysed data from various sources to produce the overall rankings. A judging panel of Army and DIO selected the winners and handed out £650,000 in grant prizes. First prize of £25,000 was awarded to Lucas Station in Fife.
Taking part in this competition was a terrific opportunity for us to reduce our own energy consumption while encouraging those service personnel on station to continue good practice.
It gives the soldiers the ability to cook their own food, so on the off chance that they miss the SCOF timings, or if they just want to have something different, they have the choice to cook what they want and what they prefer.
We got awarded roughly £6,000 thereabouts, and I put it towards transforming an old, run-down, old RAF adventurous training store and trying to transform it into a strength conditioning piece.
Overall, the scheme saved 11,000 tonnes of carbon emissions. It also saved £3.7 million. That's a huge credit to everybody who took part in the competition.
Congratulations. Please can I invite the Army Energy Efficiency Incentivisation team to the stage to collect their award. Thank you again. It's very important that our winners get their memento of the day as well. That's why we're doing the photographs. But up next is the Sustainable Procurement and Construction Award. For this category, the judges were looking at projects that improve the sustainability of equipment or services, as well as innovation in building materials and design. And in second place, the award goes to the demolition of the redundant liquid waste treatment plant at AWE Aldermaston.
AWE has been supporting the UK's national security for over 70 years, and we're now undertaking a major development programme, including building a campus for science for the next 70 years and beyond. To make way for the new buildings, we're demolishing over 150 buildings existing on site. This included the redundant liquid waste treatment plant. This was the largest building on site when it was built in the 1980s. We've had many successes in terms of sustainability. This has included on-site reuse of waste concrete, which reduced both the volume of material sent off-site and the volume of material imported to site. Reduced vehicle movements have resulted in smaller carbon footprint. Wastewater treatment and rainwater harvesting. Hydrotreated vegetable oil, HVO, was used instead of regular diesel, again reducing carbon emissions, and 99.98% of the waste from the site was recycled. We've also had some significant challenges, not least working within the constraints of being on one of the most secure sites in the UK, and throughout the work we needed to ensure operations would continue uninterrupted and safely.
Pre-development ecological surveys identified peregrine falcons were nesting on the building. As an enhancement measure, 3 artificial nest boxes were installed elsewhere on the estate. Demolition only began once the breeding season was over, and the area continued to be monitored throughout the works. The nest boxes were empty for a while, so we were delighted when, in 2023, a pair of peregrine falcons moved into one of them. A pair of chicks arrived soon after and fledged that June. The nest is easily visible on site, so it's generated a lot of interest from our teams, and we regularly get reports on peregrine behaviour in and around the nest box.
Great. Please can I invite representatives of the Waste Treatment Plant Project team to the stage. Thank you. And the winner of the 2023 Sustainable Procurement and Construction Award is the Joint Band School Project at HMS Nelson.
Welcome to Portsmouth, the Alford Schools of Military Music and to this particular Gibraltar block, which is a 200-year-old former prison detention centre, which has been refurbished with funding both from the Army and Navy to enable and benefit future generations of military musicians. Let me show you around. The building was originally built as a detention centre in around 1843, but has been used by the Royal Marines Band since 1991. The new Alford Schools of Military Music has enabled efficiencies in Royal Marines and Army musician training through co-location and sharing of resources and facilities. The project team, comprising of both DIO, Navy and the Army, have worked together collaboratively to deliver this Grade 2 listed former prison detention centre to enable it to have fit for purpose and noise compliant facilities.
Gibraltar block during World War II sustained structural damage. During construction, it became apparent that historical repairs had corroded, and we worked together as a team with our construction contractors, KVS and Concept, to ensure the repairs aligned with the current design.
To preserve the legacy for years to come and to keep historic ties, it was important that we kept as many of the original features as we possibly could. One of these such features was this lovely prison door cell, which was stripped back of hundreds of years worth of paint to reveal what we can see now, including these lovely door locks. Gibraltar block is now fully operational. Up to 100 musicians can use the facility at any one time. These musicians may well go on to perform at state ceremonial duties for the King and Queen at home and abroad.
Congratulations again. Please could our winners come to the stage? Perfect. I'm now going to hand over to my co-host Richard for our next awards.
Thank you, Alex. Next up in our series of awards is the Heritage Award. This wide-ranging category can include archaeology, historic landscape and heritage building projects and museum collections, as well as heritage education and public engagement. There are always fascinating nominations in this category with such a huge heritage-rich estate. And so to the winning projects. The second place 2023 Heritage Award goes to Scampton Community and RAF Wargraves Heritage Centre.
Scampton Church has an indelible link to RAF Scampton and is the final resting place for over 100 servicemen of all nations, and these graves are cared for by the Commonwealth War Graves Commission, the Ministry of Defence and the people of Scampton Village. Over the last year, the Ministry of Defence and civilian partners have come together to produce a welcoming and accessible environment in which the past can be commemorated and future generations inspired to remember the sacrifice of those who have gone before.
This initiative aims to teach young people the meaning of remembrance by telling in the first person the personal stories of more than 100 aviators buried at the church. Many of these individuals fought to defend our skies during the Second World War.
Building on the successful installation of 2 stained glass windows commemorating RAF Scampton and 617 Squadron, a grant by the Heritage Lottery Fund was secured to develop a heritage centre at the church. An inspiring example of multiple agencies pulling together in a common cause, with partners including RAF Scampton, the Commonwealth War Graves Commission, Heritage Lincolnshire, National Churches Trust and the local community. The aim of the project is to not simply commemorate those who died, but also to bring their stories to life, to take remembrance beyond recognising the scale of the loss, and to tell the individual's story, making it relatable and accessible to all.
It means that the younger ones have got something to remind them of the significance of Scampton during World War II.
Can I invite the representatives from the Scampton project to the stage to collect the award, please? So let's find out who has won the Heritage Award category. The winner of the Heritage Award 2023 goes to the Conservation of Prisoners of War mural artwork at Sennybridge Camp, Wales.
I'm here in the cookhouse at Sennybridge Camp, and this is where we've got 4 rather large and impressive mural paintings that were done by, well, believed to be a German prisoner of war. The 4 paintings depict landscape scenes. We've got several which have alpine scenes, and then we've got the Heidelberg scene with the castle and the bridge in the foreground. Sennybridge Camp, it dates from 1940, and it was built as a Second World War training camp. And it was in 2020 when we noticed that the condition of the paintings were deteriorating. So that kick-started a phased approach to understand why the paintings were in a kind of deteriorating condition and how best we could approach their conservation.
For work done on this project to stabilise and restore the paintings was done over 3 phases, with phase 1 being the preliminary stabilising work to protect the murals from the construction work that took place. Once that work was done, we then looked at bringing in the painting conservators to return and to restore the painted murals. Various paints were used to restore them, from oils to watercolours, and there's a number of chemical processes used in paint restorations that were utilised as part of this process. And then we went into phase 3, which was the interpretation panel, so it informs people using the canteen of the history and advertises really what the murals are all about. One of the successes that have come out of this project is the collaboration working between Landmarks team and DIO's team, and the flexibility for us to bring in the specialist conservators.
These paintings are a visual trace of the prisoners of war time here. I personally feel very privileged that I've been able to not only appreciate the paintings and understand the background to them, but also to promote their longevity. We've got 4 paintings now which are conserved for future generations to appreciate.
I'd like to welcome the representatives of the Sennybridge project to the stage, please. And so to the Social Value Award. Here the judges were looking at projects focused on any of the social aspects of sustainability, such as public access or community engagement. Again, in another close-fought contest, the judging panel awarded 2 second places. I'm really pleased to announce that the first second place Social Value Award goes to the Royal Navy Royal Marines Charity Canvas Works Upcycling Project.
The Royal Navy obviously has tons and tons of life-saving equipment. Every ship, submarine, and aircraft is carrying some variation. I reached out to George to find out what we do with that stuff once it's reached the end of its shelf life.
So we took that on, looked into it, and sure enough, it turns out that life rafts are predominantly made of rubber products and materials, which turns out to be quite difficult to recycle in any manner because of the technical difficulties, and therefore it's costly. The Navy then disposes of most material through the Defence disposals team. Items like rubber-based products like life rafts and so on end up in landfill generally because the associated costs to recycle them. So straight away there was an opportunity there to hopefully take that material and save not only the landfill but also the costs associated with putting it into the landfill.
So then the search was on to find a manufacturer, really, somebody who could take a raft, pull it apart and make it into something practical. I think we were 3.5 years into the project. We were pretty much at the end of where we could go with it until we were introduced to Awesome Chance and the team over there, who were a charity in Gosport, who helped disadvantaged children, who were doing something similar with sales. We got some more rafts and it took off from there, really. In the meantime, George did what he needed to do from an MOD point of view and obviously the lots of red tape that they have to go to manage to get all the right permissions from all the right departments until April last year when we were able to launch. It proved incredibly popular. All the items that had been made sold out within a week. It's been a great hardship with Awesome Chance. We split all the profits that come from this between the two charities. The benefit from a charity point of view is brilliant. Money going to much needed areas. There's the benefits, as George has already touched on, from the money saved for the Crown and the landfill, etc.
I'd like to invite reps from this fantastic project to the stage to collect their award, please. And I believe examples of the canvas upcycling from this project may be seen in the space outside of the awards theatre after the ceremony today. So the other second place social value award goes to the Clyde Commercial Framework. Can I invite the representatives from the Clyde Commercial Framework Project to the stage to collect the award, please? Congratulations to both the second place projects. And so to the winner. The winner of the Sanctuary 2023 Social Value Award is Closing the Gap Project Babcock Support Operative Programme.
Babcock is delivering the next generation of warships. the Type 31 general purpose frigates at our historic Rosyth site. We're committed to making a positive difference by providing high quality jobs within communities that we're proud to be a part of. We've created a brand new job role developed in partnership with trade unions and local community partners, called the Production Support Operative, or PSO for short. Social value sits at the heart of the PSO programme by reducing barriers to employment and providing new skills and progression opportunities, whilst driving equal opportunities.
The programme is innovative and purposely bespoke to our needs, whilst enabling social mobility and increasing career opportunities. The role has allowed flexibility for both the individuals and the business, whilst making a real difference. Recently, we were able to take the capability programme further and enable progression from a PSO to trainee welder apprenticeships.
Supporting the recruitment process, a 2-week pre-employment programme was created and funded jointly by Fife Council and Kingdom Works. Individuals received personalised support, training and guidance. Upon completion, they were guaranteed a space at the assessment centre with the chance to become a PSO.
I've been a PSO for more than a year now, and I am proud of what I have achieved.
As part of the induction process, Fife College delivered 3 to 5 weeks of bespoke capability development for every PSO, including general health and safety training and specific skills such as grinding and hot work.
I joined the scheme to try something new and challenge myself, to support my family. My confidence has grown and I'm looking forward to learning more and progressing with Babcock.
It meets the challenge of growing our workforce and closing skills gaps to deliver the next generation of warships. The PSO programme is now being replicated in other parts of Babcock in the UK, demonstrating a commitment to challenge what's possible and create a safe and secure world together.
Can I invite the representatives from the Babcock Production Support Operative Programme to the stage to collect the award, please? And so we move on to the final category, the Individual Achievement Award. This award celebrates individuals who've made a significant personal contribution to defence sustainability or conservation as a volunteer, MOD employee, or indeed a contractor. This award is always highly contested and really demonstrates the commitment across defence to sustainability and stewardship. It gives me great personal pleasure to announce that the second place Sanctuary 2023 Individual Achievement Award goes to Harvey Mills for his volunteer work in support of Operation Nightingale.
I'm Richard Osgood. I'm the Senior Archaeologist for the Defence Infrastructure Organisation, and I head up the Operation Nightingale programme, which uses archaeology to help the recovery of military personnel. We all see the same things that Harvey sees, but his photography just brings it out. And Harvey not only takes the record shots of the standard archaeological things, but he brings the human dynamic to it because he records it as a photojournalist. We get all those aspects you quite often don't see on an archaeological dig in the records of the people, and that's what archaeology is about. So Harvey manages to bring out the stories of those people in photographic form, and that's absolutely invaluable for our publications and also for the individuals that take part. They can see themselves on the dig.
I've done many digs with Op Nightingale over the years, normally averaging sort of between 6 and 8 projects a year. And that's not just excavations, that's other heritage projects that Op Nightingale have been involved in. So yeah, I would say without exaggeration, it probably takes about a quarter of my working year in terms of Op Nightingale. That's how much I dedicate to it because I believe in it that much. I think in terms of rewarding aspects of Op Nightingale, first and foremost, it's the people. It's working with really great experts, but working with the military veterans as well. They're a great bunch of people. The stories around the campfire in the evenings are amazing. And it's just the fact that they just get on with their work with very little experience and do an incredible job. So I think the thing that I really take away from Op Nightingale is, as well as being able to promote it and enhance the visual output, is to actually make friends and be part of this incredible community over the last 10 years where I've met hundreds and hundreds of veterans, and I can say that I'm friends with all of them.
Harvey, please come and collect your well-deserved award. It also gives me enormous personal pleasure to announce the winner of the Sanctuary 2023 Individual Award. And that goes to Major Nigel Lewis for his long-term coordination of the Salisbury Plain Owl and Raptor Group.
Nigel started at Bassingbourne and then Colchester by setting up lots of owl boxes, then moved down here to be part of the staff in Warminster. And at the time, Dutch elm disease was on, and the conservation officer there thought it'd be a good idea to put up some cavity nesting boxes, which is what we use for owls and raptors. Basically, the aim is to monitor the boxes, and by that means we check them early in the season, depending on the species, see when they lay eggs, and then go back and ring the young and measure their weights, their wing length. And it all helps us monitor the state of the owl and raptor population on the plain.
Nigel deserves this award because he's put in his last 40 years into it in such a way that I've never seen anybody committed to any project the way Nigel has, and it's relentless. It never stops. From when I first met him 9 years ago, he was as committed then as he is now. His commitment is sometimes testing. I don't know how anybody can be so committed to it and not falter one bit. Because sometimes I've got up on a Saturday morning and the rain's been terrible. And I've been waiting for a phone call off Nigel to say, we're cancelling it for today. It never comes. We go out all weathers because Nigel is so committed to getting his schedules in, checking the boxes, doing the ringing, clearing nest boxes out, preparing nest boxes for the season. So his relentless enthusiasm can be testing sometimes, but it has a knock-on effect because I love doing it. Because of Nigel's enthusiasm, it's rubbed off on me, and I think the other team members as well.
Unfortunately, Nigel can't be with us today, but is watching from home. Can I invite Dick Clayton from the Salisbury Plain Conservation Group to collect the award on his behalf? Huge congratulations, Nigel. So congratulations to all of the winners and second place category winners. You will be able to read all about these projects and many, many more in the hot off the press 2023 edition of Sanctuary magazine. This will be available for you for those of us here today in the foyer afterwards. And for those of you joining online, you'll be able to view an online version of the magazine from 2:30 today. If you'd like a physical copy of the magazine, please email the team. The address will be popped into the YouTube chat and will be on the screen at the end of the ceremony as well. But don't rush off just yet to find a pen, as we have 3 more awards to be presented. And we'll start with the Innovation Award, followed by the Sustainable Business Award and the Silver Otter Trophy. All the winners from the previous categories are in the mix for these awards. And as I said earlier, the results have been kept a closely guarded secret until today. We're still looking forward to seeing everyone's tweets about these next award announcements. Remember, you can join in using #SanctuaryAwards, copying in the X handle @ministryoFdefence_DIO. At this point, I'm going to hand over to Stuart Laws to announce the Innovation Award winner. Stuart.
Hello everybody, I'm Stuart Laws, Assistant Head of the Defence Innovation Unit, part of military capability within Head Office. All the long-listed Sanctuary Award nominations have been put forward for the Innovation Award, which was judged by subject matter experts from the Innovation Directorate. We were looking for a project or individual who we felt exemplified innovative behaviours, for example, by championing adoption of new ideas or through innovative ways of working. From this highly competitive field of nominations and from the many worthy candidates, it gives me great pleasure to announce that the winner of the Innovation Award is Scampton Community and RAF Walgraves Heritage Centre. We were really impressed by the project. It manages to maintain and support the historical nature of the site, ensuring that a rich history represented is shared widely in such an engaging manner. What has been achieved is a class-leading venue delivered through collaboration, innovative thought, community spirit, and dedication by all involved, weaving together a user experience that maintains the historical site, building refurbishments within the church, and integrated touchscreen technology and AI technology showing personal touch that brings to life the history of the service people as fallen friends rather than the high understanding towards potential audience. And the resulting experience brings the stories of those who died to life, making the story relatable and accessible to all. The Commonwealth War Graves Commission are looking at ways of expanding the project and making similar hubs nationwide adds to the achievement of this impressive project. Please could the whole team come forward and to the stage and collect your award. So now I'll hand over to Major General Clements.
Thanks, Stuart. It gives me great pleasure to be invited to announce the winner of the Sustainable Business Award. This striking custom-made trophy incorporates the three elements of sustainability alongside military activity and is mounted on brick on floorboard, salvaged from Tregantle Fort in Cornwall. The fort was built in the 1860s and is still in MOD use today, representing the long history of sustainability in our buildings and infrastructure. The winner of the Sustainable Business Award, who get to take the stunning and hefty trophy, is the Army Energy Efficiency Incentivisation Award Scheme. Many congratulations, and can I invite the whole team down, please? Thank you.
And this brings us to the final Sanctuary Award presentation, the Silver Otter Trophy for the best conservation group, individual or smaller scale conservation effort on the Ministry of Defence estate. The stunning trophy has been awarded annually since it was donated by the Commandant of Otterburn Trading in 1991. And this year's Silver Otter winner is Major Nigel Lewis. Many, many congratulations, Nigel. I know you can't be here today, but I also know there are plans for a celebration being arranged for Friday, so please enjoy that. In the meantime, can I ask Richard Clayton and the rest of the Oil and Raptor group to join us today on the stage to collect the trophy and make sure that it gets to Nigel. Thank you.
So well done, Nigel, for winning the Silver Otter. We're nearly at the end of this year's event, but I have one last important thing to cover: the launch of this year's Sanctuary magazine and our annual sustainability update. This is the 52nd edition, and once again, Sanctuary is demonstrating the great work being done across defence and with our industry partners. From work to de-risk the energy transition within the Defence Operational Energy Strategy to industry partnerships reducing waste, the entire force continues to embed climate change and sustainability into its core business. This important work includes energy resilience through Project Prometheus, which has delivered 2 new solar farms in 2023, ongoing research into smart microgrids, and the launch of the Defence Aviation Net Zero Strategy. This great work is only possible because of the people who go above and beyond, devoting their time to conservation and sustainability. So I'd like to say thank you to our volunteers, service personnel and civilian staff. You can read this year's copy of Sanctuary on the website from 2:30 today. And if you'd like to feature your sustainability or conservation project in the next magazine, please email the team, who will be happy to help. The address will be on the screen at the end of the ceremony. Many congratulations again to today's winners, and thank you to Rear Admiral Beattie for inviting us to Portsmouth for this year's events, and to Major General Clements as well for stepping in to help present the awards, and to Min Laws as well for taking the time from his very busy schedule to open the ceremony. And thanks again to everyone who has joined us online and in person for today's ceremony. I hope you've enjoyed today as much as I have. Thank you very much.
There is some light refreshment available in the foyer outside, but more importantly, there's an opportunity for you to have those conversations and understand more about each other's projects. There are some displays from some of the projects out there, and of course, the all-important Sanctuary magazine. Please take a copy with you, and whenever you're ready, please make your way down to the next level. Thank you very much, folks.